So, I've been hanging around the More tab recently, and while wandering around it, I decided that I should probably jump back into some modes I haven't really been giving a lot of attention to, namely Starfighter Assault. So that's what I did, and after playing for a couple of hours, I just want to report on some pros and cons and what I thought about getting back into it. First, let me just say that these are my thoughts after playing only a couple of hours. I didn't jump back in for like 3 weeks straight, so take what I say here with a grain of salt. Also, any long-term issues will have most likely slipped by me since I don't play the mode on a regular basis. That being said, I was a tiny bit surprised with the lobbies. They were never empty, but they were hardly full before any matches. So finding a game was never a struggle, but I never found a game that started with a full lobby. Only a few games that ended with ones. I am by no means an expert. I just jumped back into the mode, so onto the pros and cons. Positives first. The first huge positive about this mode is its immersion. My word, it is gorgeous and sounds fantastic. I feel like I'm in the seat myself, taking to the skies, avoiding flying bolts and taking down star destroyers. You know that feeling when you stop playing a game and it feels like you've just pulled yourself out of the game? That's the feeling I've come away with the most while playing this game mode. Onto the feeling of playing the game. When playing the mode, the two words I would use to describe it are fun and intense. It feels intuitive to play, you feel like an ace pilot, and I have to admit, it did get its hooks on me. There is a skill gap I have yet to master, but when piloting a ship goes well for me, it is one of the best experiences in this game, and I don't want to hop off. Another major plus for the mode is that it's relatively bug-free. Now again, I've only jumped in for a couple of hours, but I did not have any issues. I think if you've played this game since launch, you'll appreciate how well Criterion did in crafting and polishing this mode. Key focus there being polishing. This is by far one of the cleanest modes out there, and it is nice to be reminded of that sort of experience. Another major plus is hero availability. It's a very strong point this mode has. In all my time playing, I was never in a match where heroes were not available at some stage. Having the out of heroes locked behind an extra 1,000 points was jarring coming from other modes, but I guess always having the opportunity to play as the hero was pretty jarring as well. The hero ships offer some unique playstyles as well as some extra survivability and are fun to play with. Granted, I do remember the best ways to play them from my time with them around launch. That's why learning to get good with Aiden's ship was an enjoyable and fresh experience. Now on to the not so great aspects that troubled me when playing this mode. First negative is just how difficult it can be to learn or relearn how to play the mode. I'm talking about the best tactics here. Controlling the ships themselves I had no problem. Obviously the ships constantly being on the move is difficult to get used to. It feels as if there's no time to catch your breath or put some thought into improvising. If you don't know the best strategies, you can feel like the easiest target to get shot at, and this can be frustrating, especially going up against veteran pilots. In my worst matches, I was getting shot down instantly and hiding in the back of the map because every time I tried a new strategy, I was instantly outsmarted. I yearned for Galactic Assault, where I could at least stop behind a corner, gather my thoughts and improvise, or at the very least catch someone off guard. There's no such thing in SFA. Having yourself tuned into the match is the way to go. A huge issue I had with the mode is pacing. Let me explain. Whenever you are bested in an extremely intense dogfight, or you can't steer your ship out the way fast enough and you're unfortunately defeated, you want to do nothing more than jump right back in. So if you're like me, you quickly decide what class you want to use, select it, and nothing. The spawn timer is keeping you back, and the worst part is it's hiding in the bottom left corner of the screen. It kills in any sense of intensity or adrenaline running through you, and it puts me off. This is definitely attributable to DICE not updating Starfighter Assault when they updated Galactic Assault, so I don't hold it against the mode too much, but it is a real mood killer the first time you jump back into the mode. A squad system similar to GA would be fantastic, or just a view from some spawn points as well as a big spawn timer similar to GA would very much be appreciated. Now, this could just be my experience, but in my experience, you and your team either get steamrolled or steamroll the other team. This is possible due to a lack of support SFA has received, and so a natural environment has emerged for veteran pilots to absolutely destroy you every single time. This feeling in any game mode is the least fun thing you can experience. It doesn't feel that great from a victorious stance either, especially a defending run that ends halfway through the first phase. I can definitely feel the lack of balancing and support for this mode in this aspect right here, and it's a shame since changing the meta is one of the best ways to keep a mode fresh and adapted around your players. It could just be me, but I felt as if the mode had low returns in terms of credits and XP. Like I said, you can get a hero ship in every match, and I have, but they're all still at the same level. My regular class is also taking a sweet time to level up. XP, battle points, and credit rewards are objectively some of the lowest in the game, so there isn't any additional incentive to play this mode. I guess it isn't that bad. Co-op, or I think HVV, doesn't have the best payouts either, but DICE have said that these are some of the most popular modes, so I don't think they need the incentive. Plus, co-op provides a great amount of XP for your classes. If you're playing Starfighter Assault, it's for the experience and not for the credits, that's for sure. Maybe the pilots will join a union and demand more payouts. So, those are my thoughts about my experience of jumping back into Starfighter Assault the last couple of days. Overall, it was pretty positive. It definitely is great to freshen things up and especially rediscover how incredibly polished and fun this game mode is. It has some flaws that bog down the experience and definitely requires some pushing through, but if you can get to the other side, you'll find a world of fun. Hell, even jumping back in is fun until you really feel those cons. So I would recommend jumping into at least one Starfighter Assault match every single session you have.